Hi everyone, I am Ankita Saxena, Senior Product Manager at Amazon and alumni of Carnegie Mellon University. I work on AI-driven products and focus on recommendation systems and how these are shaping both customer experiences and business strategy. Today, I will walk all of you through how these systems have evolved over time and from just you may also like feature, it has become a core infrastructure of multiple industries powering their business decision making and improving their customer engagement. So we interact with recommendation system almost every day. When Netflix suggests you a show based on your viewing pattern, or Spotify starts building your playlist or website highlighting what we may like the next. These all feel very simple features, but there's a lot of intelligence behind them in transforming industries. And these are that intelligence system is now empowering the core business infrastructure, different industry areas. So today we will talk about how how from simple suggestion to strategic infrastructure this has changed the four different industry and what is its application across different industries. We'll talk about e-commerce platforms, streaming services, digital retail, and enterprise marketplace. The same technology, how it is adopted across very different industry. So let's go deeper into each industry and how the recommendation system works and how it is impacting the different aspects of the business decision making there. Let's start with e-commerce platform first. In e-commerce, now the recommendation system has evolved beyond the product suggestion. For example, if customer is frequently buying a certain kind of reusable water bottle along with a fitness gear, the system spots that pattern, leading retailer to bundle them or increase supply or actually create their own private label brand. That's the business insight. Now the system gives you the engine, and this way the engine is shaping both the customer experience and inventory decision making. Let's go deeper into how the entire technical architecture works in e-commerce for the recommendation. So the recommendation architecture in commerce starts with data collection, where real-time capture of user behavior, transaction, and contextual signals gets collected when customer is interacting on the platform. And then used with the collaborative filtering, the item-to-item analysis happens, identifying what are the purchase pattern, what is the product affinities for the customer, which gets fed into the personalization engine, which is like dynamic recommendation generation tailored to individual user profiles. And the aggregation of these insights gets fed into the business intelligence, which helps businesses into inventory planning, supply management, even the product development decisions. So just think about if many shoppers view a jacket but don't buy it, the system will flag it as a friction, and the team may respond by either adjusting price, improving the images, or testing new messaging of the jacket to the customer to improve the conversion rate. Now, let's move into the next industry, which is streaming platform. Streaming platform is focused on hyper-personalized discovery, unlike the e-commerce platform. And it is more complex because it not only looks at collaborative filtering, it looks at micro-genre, metadata tagging, and multi-model analysis using visual element, audio characteristic, narrative structure, plot content, and many more. And what this recommendation supports and helps with, it guides the investment decisions, the production decisions, acquisition targets for licensing deals, and help platform understand which genres and formats will resonate with specific audiences and segments. So just think about if the millions of your customers are viewing or binge watching light-hearted comedy drama content, platform will definitely invest more in that styles because the data reveals there is a long-term demand and which can eventually convert into a long-time customer lifetime value. So the recommender drives both user engagement because the customer is seeing what they want to see, and obviously business investment because now business is super clear on where to invest to get more value out of the customer. The most interesting piece of this is how the multi-model analysis recommendation system works and what is the detail of it. So when you look at multi-model analysis in streaming, it does collaborative filtering. It has a collaborative filtering layer where it analyzes viewing patterns across millions of users to identify content with similar audience appeal. Then it goes to micro-genre metadata, which is granular tagging system creating thousands of content categories beyond traditional genre. For example, romantic is a traditional genre, but it will go more deeper into romantic with multiple couples and a Christmas theme. That's the granularity it goes on. Then it analyzes visual and audio signals, which uses computer vision and audio processing and extract characteristics like cinematography style, pacing, and mode. Just think about if the system sees a viewer prefers a warm color palette and slower pacing, it recommends visually similar shows even if the story is different. It goes far beyond clicks to understand aesthetic preference of the customer. And that's where you bring in a lot of engagement from the customer. And then the narrative structure mapping, natural language processing analysis, plot elements, themes, and character arcs for deeper matching. That's how the entire multimodal analysis happens, which gives a hyper-personalized recommendation to the customer. Now, my most favorite, the digital retail. And I will talk more about the fit uncertainty because that's the biggest pain point as of now in the digital retail industry. And obviously, a misfit product ends up into a poorer customer experience, lesser customer engagement, and obviously high return rates impacting the company's revenue. So this recommendation system where we use visual similarity, algorithms, and AR try-on capabilities is surely helping to solve this problem. So just think about if the shopper uses virtual try-ons for sneakers, the model will suggest styles that match their foot shape and past return behavior. This reduces uncertainty, the number of decision points a customer has to take, and obviously in turn reduces the returns. And the impact of this recommendation system on digital retail is phenomenal. It improves the conversion rates, obviously reduce the reduction rate. We have seen a reduction of almost 5 to 8% in return rates wherever we are using the visual similarity or virtual try-on features. And in turn, this has improved our conversion rate by 15 to 25% on average across the different digital retailers, and it made customer really happy because now they are able to get better fitting, more relevant alternatives without multiple returns. And obviously, this improves the engagement. A very interesting engagement data what we have seen is because customer is seeing a lot of visually similar item, it ended up engaging more, and the session duration has gone up by 20-30% wherever the visually similar recommendation system is being used. And obviously, more session time directly converts into increased order value, which is in the tune of 8 to 12%, which is a huge impact to the P&L. And then the fourth one, the enterprise marketplaces, which is a two-sided optimization system. And I will say it is the most complex of any recommendation system because it has to work in a multi-agent reinforcement learning environment. It, the agent has to not only optimize for the buyer, it has to optimize for the supplier as well. And that is where the complexity comes in. Let's dig deeper into how this two-sided optimization system works and what is the benefits of using this. So this multi-agent reinforcement learning architecture works on 4 different components. There is a seller agent, which works on maximizing visibility to qualified buyers while managing inventory efficiency. Then another one is a platform agent, which balances marketplace health, liquidity, and long-term sustainability. And then the regulatory agent, which ensures compliance with regional laws, logistics, and payment requirements. And the fourth one, the buyer agent, optimizes for relevant supplier discovery and best value matches. One of the great examples you can think about is if a buyer wants low shipping cost, but a seller wants to clear the excess inventory, the system learns to pair the buyer with a nearby supplier to satisfy both sides, which is like optimizing for both the agents. And the agent balances competing goals very intelligently, benefiting both and creating a win-win situation for both side, seller and the buyer. That's the impact of the recommendation system. So another example is if the system detects there is a rising interest in sustainable products, then it gives a recommendation to the product teams to expand that category, and marketing shifts to the messaging and the insights flow across the entire system. That's how the entire recommendation system impacts the businesses. So I would say the entire recommendation system has a multiple business impacts across operational excellence, delivering a lifetime customer value, and revenue impact. So you may think about when it comes to operational excellence, the recommendation system helps supply chain optimization when it comes to demand forecasting, inventory management, which is all driven by recommendation patterns. Same for the resource allocation, like where we should invest for the content, if it's a streaming services, or what should be the greenfield areas for the new product development, where we are seeing a huge demand but lower conversion, and the patterns, there are common product feature patterns under each demand. And where should we expand the market next? What should be our new next private label? And obviously, and the most important is efficiency gains. With the recommendation system, we remove all the dependency on manual search and all the friction and lowering the transaction cost. And then if we focus on the customer value with the better recommendations and the products which customer is looking for, you bring a lot of retention, you improve customer retention and loyalty, and creates a personalized experiences for the customers, which gives you a lot of competitive edge. And definitely the revenue optimization. You can do cross-selling, upselling. You can discover the newer revenue streams using the recommendation system. For example, if two different products are bought all the time together, you can bundle it and cross-sell it to the same customer and under the recommendation system. And the most important, the market intelligence. It gives very deep insights into the customer behavior, what customer is looking for, and what's the new product we should be building, which customer think of but not finding as of now. So, to summarize, the recommendation system is redefining the personalization as a core foundation layer of all the businesses. So it's no longer just a small feature recommendation. It has become a fundamental architecture powering business operations. And it is a cross-functional integration. So once we have this foundation up and running, it not only impacts one section, supply chain, or marketing plan, it impacts the insights of this recommendation system flows across all the sides of the business: marketing, supply chain, product development, business strategy, customer engagement, all of the functions of the business. And once you start working backward from the customer, obviously it creates a competitive differentiation. Superior personalization creates a defensible moat through a network effect and its advantages. The same percent, it becomes a foundation and not a feature. And I would say companies that understand behavior at scale deliver more relevant experiences, creating an advantage that new customer can't easily copy. That and that insights become a strategic mode because you are the one who knows your customer the best. To end with, AI-powered recommendation system represents the convergence of customer experience excellence and strategic business intelligence organization, and the organization that masters this convergence will define the competitive landscape of their industries in the near future. So the strategic imperative is clear. Recommendation system must be viewed not as isolated technical implementation, but as an integrated business platform that drive decisions across entire organization. From e-commerce inventory strategies to streaming content investment, from digital retail conversion optimization to enterprise marketplace security. These systems are reshaping how industries operate and compete. Thank you so much for your time, and I hope this showed how recommendation system act as strategic engines, not just customer features. And have a great day. Thank you so much.